What is happening, everybody? It's Troy here. Welcome back to my channel. I am going to be taking you guys on a bloom and spike tour. We're gonna start in my warm to hot grow space, which is behind me, and then we will go over to the bedroom. We will get a little update on my Encidium collection and see how they look in there. And then finally, we'll make our way downstairs into my cooler grow space so I can show you guys what's happening down there. Thank you guys for being here with me. Before we get into the video, if I could get a like and a subscribe, don't forget to turn on that notification bell. That would be much appreciated, and you guys will be able to follow all of my newest content. So thank you guys for being here with me today, and without further ado, let's get into the video, guys. All right, my friends, we are gonna, of course, start with the Phelinopsis and Dendrobium shelf. I actually added some additions on top, so now I have some new lights, and then I have some Hoya cuttings that I've got up there propagating, and some leca and self-watering. I've had this far over Hoya right there. I've had that in my collection for a little while. It was gifted to me in a box of orchids, actually. Somebody was nice enough down in Florida. They sent me a cutting of their Hoya. So I went ahead and I put it in leca and self-watering when I was repotting my other 3 cuttings. So that's what I have going on up there. But down here, guys, I have an awesome blooming happening on this dragonfly. Normally she only has 2 buds open at a time, and then she always drops the 3rd one before there's ever a nice display like this. So I figured we would take an opportunity to enjoy it. I also have another bud open on this Samara. So this is a nice primary hybrid. It's Bellina and Violacea. The fragrance is to die for, especially in the morning. And then I also have another bud open on this Vio cat face. This is a peloric variety, super fragrant. It's very sweet, kind of has a grapey, soda-y smell kind of to it. And then behind it, I have an Equestrius Alba, who is just starting her blooms for the season. The nice thing about this is she usually just continues to extend her spike further up and up and up, and I will continue to get a show off of her for quite a while, usually in the past. So that's what I have going on for the Phelinopsis. I apologize, y'all are gonna see lots of ladybugs flying around. I just released some more. Somebody wanted an update. I haven't really been using the beneficial mites just because they're a little bit pricier and I just don't have the extra funds for that right now. So I went the cheaper route, if you will, with ladybugs, and they're working just fine, guys. I see them during the day. They usually flock to the window when the sun's out, and then when the sun goes down, they'll make their way onto all my plants, and I see them cleaning the flowers from spider mites. I haven't had any mealybugs pop up. Everything's been great. I haven't seen any new webbing. So I'm very, very, very happy with the results of how they're doing. And if you guys didn't catch that video, I get all of my beneficial insects from Nature's Good Guys, and I'm not affiliated with them. But anyway, back to the Dendrobium blooms. This is Hibiki, which is a really nice primary hybrid. Sorry, I keep having to flip between my lenses. And I think that's just like part of the newer iPhones. You just have to flip through the lenses. There's no way to smooth transition that, unfortunately. Other people have said their Hibiki is fragrant. I've taken mine out into the sun. I have not detected any fragrance, but her blooms are phenomenal. They have almost this crystalline appearance to them, and so they kind of shine and reflect the light a little bit. I really enjoy that, even without the fragrance. I've also noticed Antonetum has a new spike, so I will get to enjoy her fragrance soon. She has kind of like a lemongrassy fragrance. Nonetheless, it is super enjoyable. And then this Dendrobium Tiny Twister is putting out another spike. So this will be the 2nd one this season. And then I have 3 spikes on this Dendrobium Blue Seas, which is a monster. and very hard to focus on the blooms from this angle. They're gorgeous. Let's get you guys a close-up. As soon as she blooms out all the way, I'm gonna make a short, and I have no idea how that's gonna go, but we'll make it happen. I almost want to take her and put her on the front porch, if I'm being perfectly honest. I think that would be such a grand entrance to anyone's home. I'm always so envious when I see all the people down in Florida with their antelope types outside, and they're so big and they grow so vigorously down there in that Florida heat. And then this is, who are you? Quintal Farms Hawaiian Magic. And some of her blooms are starting to fade out. I'm wondering if she is going to put out a 4th spike this summer, or if she will just rest after that. And then I still have this nice epidendrum back there. This is the Rose Valley by Comet Valley. Nobody has ever registered this, so we're still using its cross to talk about its name. She had, at the beginning of the season, a spike there. Her blooms have faded on that, and now this spike just continues to progress from the top, and she'll continue to do that probably into the late fall, early winter, so that'll be nice to look forward to. No fragrance, but they're really vibrant, bright red blooms, so I enjoy them. Up here, we have the Vanda's Motes Quantum putting out her spike. So we won't focus on that too long just because we don't have blooms. Over here though, on the Cattleya shelf, we have a very special orchid. This is my first Cattleya ever. I got her 3 years ago. She is, I believe she came to me from Carmela's, but she's originally an NN, which is Newman's Nursery. And they make a lot of awesome hybrids out there, and this one is definitely awesome, super fragrant. I can smell her the second I walk into the orchid room, and she usually starts putting her fragrance out early morning, and it'll go right until the middle of the afternoon, close to evening time. She's super enjoyable. Her bloom show looks great. I'm very happy with how big her blooms have opened this time. I highly recommend it. This is the BLC Hawaiian Island Bride number 36. So they did very good with that. Brabantier is putting out a sheath, so hopefully we will see her back in bloom. I still have this Paradise Rose, My Valentine. So her blooms were super vibrant red when they first opened, with kind of like a hint of magenta to them. And now they have faded into this nice like pinkish magenta color. It looks different in person than what I'm actually noticing in the camera. So that's a bummer. And then I have sheaths. This is going to be an awesome bloom show whenever it does open. This is a Why Not hybrid, and that came from Carmela's, I don't know, a couple years ago, 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago now. But it's gorgeous, and I'm so excited to see her put some blooms out. And then this Cattleya Aurora is putting out another sheath, so I really, fingers crossed, hope that that blooms out for us. Over here, quite the show on this Beringiana. I mean, just look at those blooms. They're awesome. 7 blooms in total, which is a higher count than last year. But because there's so many, they're not as big as her last bloom. She looks awesome. I'm very happy with her blooming this year. Over here, or up here, I had to put Bubophyllum. This is Nelson Vieira. And I wanted to show you guys these blooms before they faded, and Bulbophyllums can fade their blooms really quick sometimes, so I didn't want to risk it, and I just wanted to get this video out to you all. I know I have other things opening, but we can always come back and do an update. And if you guys remember, these were my Chadwick notes that came with my orchids that I had in the bedroom, the really special ones, and I moved them over here, and I ended up finding that space for my notes. So I'm very happy with that. And that's a pot. I took it off from my Maxima so it could breathe and dry out. It's a nice little trick I do sometimes when I want something to dry quicker. And then down here, I'm going to have another bloom by the looks of it on this Doris Duke. So this will be the second, well, this will be the third bloom spike, but the second time blooming for the season. Let me step back so you guys can see. This is the new Burana. There's no fragrance, but it's a lovely Denfal. This one stays compact, and that's what I really like. For a Denfal, it's compact here. Let's do this. And now let's do that. Lovely semi-alba. And she has what, 5 spikes? And so she's putting out, this will be her 6th one right here, and this one's fading out. So we'll get to see her bloom for a little bit while longer. That's super exciting. Speaking of blooming longer, I have the Aradane Green, who is also putting out another spike. Really nice chartreuse blooms. And then if we look, there is a kiss of lavender in the lip. And then there we go, the next bloom spike. Aka's Aloha is putting out a couple of buds for us. I might have a first time bloomer on the, what is that? The lustrous jade. So that'll be nice to see. I do have a sheath on this Cattleya fulvescens that I got from, this is the orchid that came from Zing, Hawaii. So I kept saying that my Bowbells had come from there. It did not. It was this orchid that had come from Zing, Hawaii that I just got the same week as Bowbells. So I finally have fulvescens. I'm very excited. It's a lovely primary hybrid between 2 of my favorites. So I will be happy to see that bloom at some point. I still have Rustic Spots blooming. Her bloom always opens this beautiful like artistic masterpiece, and then it fades to this orangey type color. And I love it when it first opens and then it fades to this, and I'm never as excited about it. I have a lovely spike coming there. That one's gonna be a surprise, so I will keep you guys posted. Back here, we have a Walter August, who is just opening. I don't want to move her yet because I want it to open up normal and not all crooked. So I'm just gonna let her open back there, and then I'll find her a spot on the front of the shelf so we can come back and look at her. I also have this Cornelia remake right here. This is remade by Waldor. It's also a lovely primary hybrid, and I'm super excited to see this blooming because these buds look lighter. If you guys remember when she bloomed back in February, she had a lavender bloom, which I was thrown off by because she's an alba. So I'm wondering if these blooms are gonna be either a softer lavender or alba blooms. I'll be curious to see. Sometimes orchids do crazy things, so you never know. And let's see, what else have I got going on? I think that's it on this shelf. Yes. If we go over here, I have a Dididery that is putting a bud out there, and then another one there. So as soon as those buds are open, I'm gonna do my first species spotlight video because a viewer requested the care. I wanted to do a species spotlight on a Pleurothallus I have and a Jamelia I have, but I wanted to start the species spotlight with this because somebody requested it, and I just think it'll be more meaningful if I do it that way. So that is how I've decided to do it. So as soon as I get some blooms, you will get your update on how I care for this orchid. And then back here, even though she looks a mess, the radiata is blooming, guys. I'm super excited. I was in here last night and I was like, who is so fragrant? And it was her. It was this Encidium radiata I was smelling. She smells fantastic. She looks rough, I know, but she's pulling around, she's blooming. I think we've got 2 more spikes coming behind this one. The fragrance is divine. It is probably one of my favorite things about this orchid, probably my favorite thing. Most of my encyclias that I have a Garciana. Smells delicious. I love to smell her bloom. So that is what I have for the encyclia shelf. And then down here, I moved my Morning Glory from the bedroom in here. So she has some sheaths and they haven't, the new one hasn't dried up or anything. So maybe, fingers crossed, we will get lucky and we will see Morning Glory bloom for us this summer. That'd be really nice. But that's what I have going on up here. If you guys hold on a second, we'll run over to the bedroom. I'll give you guys an update on my Encidiums and how they look in there. And then we'll make our way downstairs and I will let you see what I have going on down there. All right, guys, we have made it into the bedroom and this is what my Encidium collection looks like in place of the Cattleyas. So if you saw my welcome to the 3rd grow space tour, then you guys would have seen all the Cattleyas that were here. I just replaced them with the Encidiums that I had in the bedroom, and then I switched some into leca and self-watering. This was the best that I could do for this poor Encidium. Her growth habit is very creeping, and so I could only bury the back bulb so far down, and then I have all of this at the top, but that was the best I could do. This is a 7.5 inch pot that I had laying around, so I'm probably gonna have to change her out in a year or 2, but that's where we're at for now. And then I went ahead and I had new roots on this Elysiara, and so I went ahead and put her into leca and self-watering. And then all of my other ones, with the exception, as time goes on and I get new roots on the Encidium Wildcat. This is the Golden Red Star variety. I ended up keeping one of them to enjoy in the bedroom. I like the patterning. This one's a little bit unique whenever it does bloom. I don't know. It's a subtle little white hint that's in the flowers that makes it different from all the rest, and I like that. And then of course I still have this Copper Scarab in bloom. This is the Brass Brethren variety. And everywhere I've read says that this orchid is not supposed to be fragrant, but mine is. So I don't know why mine is different than everyone else's. I've not seen anybody else post about this being fragrant. And it's not a heavy fragrance. It's you can smell her in the morning time. It's just a standard orchid fragrance. I have a Phelinopsis downstairs that smells very similar to this fragrance. It's just a standard orchid fragrance. There's nothing special about it, but nonetheless, it still is a fragrance and I appreciate it. And then I think I just still have this Phelinopsis right here blooming. I have a bunch of sheaths, as you guys got to see in my video welcoming the 3rd grow space, the final grow space within the home anyways. But this is a no ID Phelinopsis that was gifted to me. Oh, it's just a shadow, okay. Yeah. That's all I have going on up here, but I wanted to give you guys a quick update and stay with me and we'll make our way down to the cooler grow space. All right, my friends, we have made it downstairs into the cooler grow space. I know these aren't orchid blooms, but these are left over from my wedding. My mother gave me this bouquet of flowers that she made an arrangement that she did, I don't know, the day after, I can't remember. But anyways, she put in lilies and roses, and if anybody knows me, roses were my true love before orchids, and I thought they just looked great still, even though it's been a few days, a week almost. So anyway, we will get over here. I have this Miltoniopsis in bloom. This is, who are you? Quinchell's Timber, I think is what it is. It smells delicious. It smells like roses every morning. As soon as the sun rises on this side of the house. So as soon as the sun hits her, I don't know, 7:30, 8 o'clock, she's perfuming in the kitchen. So you can definitely smell her when you come down here to do morning chores. Love that. None of my other Miltoniopsis over here are blooming. Just make our way right over here. I think I have a couple of sheaths that I noticed on the Rupiculus Lalias, so fingers crossed, guys. I have worked hard on the Rupiculus Lalias. I got them all as Brazilian imports, so they have just taken their sweet time transitioning into my environment, and that's fine. We'll get to see them when we get to see them, but I'm really starting to get impatient. This is Norita Chip, Dendrobium Norita Chip. If you guys remember, she was in moss. She is not any longer. She is in my small grade lava rock or bonsai soil, whatever you prefer to call it, but she is already root bound in there. You see her roots are everywhere, and she's already reblooming, and I'm not kidding you. I just repotted her 4 weeks ago. And so, yeah, she really, really enjoys the lava rock. I'm very, very happy with this plant. And then I also transitioned my Forbesii into lava rock. She had new roots. I took advantage. So hopefully this will be the time that she blooms, because the last time she couldn't figure out how to put a bud on the end of her spike. The time before that, she couldn't figure out how to make it out of her sheath. So I am praying that this time she gets it all together. I still have one single bloom on this Phelinopsis soft cloud. I'm really ready to see a nice big show on her, but that won't come until the spring. And then over here, I noticed, I don't know if y'all will be able to see, right here and right there, those two are spikes. So we will get to, fingers crossed, if the buds make it, see my Encidium. This is Encidium Encidium. It is a compact variety known for the variegation on its leaves. So I really enjoy it even when it's not in bloom, but when she is blooming, she smells like a sophisticated lady's perfume, like maybe Dolce & Gabbana, something along that lines. Not really quite Chanel, it's not that heavy, it's lighter. But it smells fantastic. So I'll be very, very, very happy if she gets those buds out, blooms for us. Over here, I don't know if you guys remember if I even mentioned it, but this is Hoya lava burst, and I absolutely love this plant, but I put her into lava rock. She was in moss, and I just didn't think that she would vibe with leca and self-watering, and so I decided to put her in the small grade lava rock. Look at all of the roots she's given me, and for the first year, she is doing 2 separate spikes. So she has done where she'll put out a spike and then branch off, but she has never put out 2 spikes. So I'm very, very, very excited about that. And the only thing I can think is I moved her into lava rock and she is happier. So I'm very happy with that. Down here, this is such a unique plant, but I absolutely love it. This is the Pleurothallus separapedioides, and is also known as the fuzzy toilet bowl orchid. And I don't know how I feel about that name, but I absolutely love the little blooms that this puts out. I don't know, they're unique. And I guess it does kind of look like a fancy luxury toilet bowl, but I don't know. I don't feel right comparing my beautiful orchid to a toilet bowl. And then down here, I noticed where I have some buds coming here and at the top there, and more back there. But this is Dendrovium Serola, who is also in my small grade lava rock and seems to love it because she is always blooming for me. So then we also, if we go down further, it must be Masdevallia season. So I still have this V. Bowery is in bloom, and I've noticed what this thing does. So it'll put out the two buds, focus. It'll put out the two buds here, right? Well, it's covered in pollen. So what this plant is doing is, here, let's see, self-pollinating, come on, and forming pods. So she has made 3 or 4 of these now. And I'm gonna snip them off, but I wanted to show you guys what this orchid, this tricky little orchid has been up to. And I thought at first, I was like, are my ladybugs like pollinating this plant? Why do I have so many seed pods on it? And then I realized that her flower is just doused in pollen. So when that one fades and that one opens, some of that pollen is brushing off onto that flower in hopes that it can self-pollinate and sustain itself, I would imagine. But yeah, that's just, it's pretty cool. You gotta love orchids. They do some crazy things. Let's see, behind her, I have the Aaliyah Lynn. And then, I don't know if you can see, but that orange or yellow bloom right there actually belongs to Chasey. And then I have next to Chasey the Gutata, which is supposed to be a mildly fragrant Masdevallia. That's the whole reason why I bought her. So the Masdevallias are just kicking it off this season. They're just loving it down there. So I'm very happy about them. I still have my birthday Phelinopsis in bloom. She came to me 2 years ago. She didn't bloom last year, and then this year she's opened up middle of July. So I hope that her bloom is still there for my birthday, which is in September. And then my Dracula is putting out more spikes. I think there was a third one somewhere over here. But yeah, that'll be her 3rd blooming this year. She bloomed in January, and then, was it last month? The month before that? And so now she is going to be putting out new blooms for us. Hopefully, fingers crossed. That's all I have going on. Oh, I have a spike over here on this Hariella retrocalis. So I'll be very happy to see her. She smells delicious. She has a like a lemony pledge, that type of lemon. So artificial lemon smell to her. And I really, truly enjoy that. Then I also, over here, I have some African violets blooming. I never show you guys them, but yeah. Some of these guys are fancy. They're from Leiden's up in New York, which my grandmother used to get those hybrids and had them all around her house in like the 90s when I was growing up. And I can't believe these guys still sell. Well, I mean, I can't believe it, but I can't believe that they still sell. And I didn't realize that they had taken their store online and all of that now. So yeah, we used to be able to get them back home in flower shops. And I'm now able to get them and have them mailed to me. This is the Bronze Maiden back in spike. How about that? I'm pretty excited about that. I also have the Sogo Yellowtris, who's coming back into spike. I left the spikes on this, what is it? The Sweet Brother. I'll have to put the name on the screen. But anyway, there is a bud there and a bud on the end of the other spike. So we will get to see not a full bloom show, but we will get to see blooms. And then my Bronze Buddha is still blooming. And this is the fragrance. So if you guys have this, this is what my Copper Scarab smells like. It smells almost identical. It's just, this one is stronger than my Encidium, I think. And then I have a spike coming on Arthur L. So I'll be very happy about this because it smells delicious. So that's why I keep Zygos. They're kind of a nuisance. And as far as their leaves go. Like, I don't enjoy that. But the blooms make up for it, as they'll perfume my whole entire living room, and there's nothing better than walking into your house and smelling fresh Zygopetalum. Stella, of course, assisting me. I switched, I know it's not a orchid, but my Hoya Cretici I put right here, so it hopefully get more sun. I'm trying to bloom this thing. She normally lives over here where this Nepenthes is. And then I also brought over my Collagenea division that I got from Orchid Design, and this is Janine Banks, and I put her and Lekka in self-watering, and she is really starting to perk up now that she's in this brighter light. She is just coming around, and I've noticed she's putting out roots into the pot, so I'm super, super excited about that. Down here, I have this Phelinopsis. This is Young Home Variety Cocoa. She usually blooms in the fall and in the spring, but she branched off from a bloom after the spring, and I'm getting a second show. So I wonder if I will still get the another spike for fall. I don't know. We'll have to stay tuned and find out. And then that's all I have. I have, this is Surf Songs, Phelinopsis Surf Song, and there is a spike coming right there. So I will get another blooming off that. The other two spikes, I trimmed them down when I was repotting her just to see if they would do anything. And also, I don't really like taking my spikes off just in case, you know, they can use that potassium that they'll absorb whenever they take the spikes back. So hopefully, guys, we'll get to see that bloom shortly. But you guys can see my table. I bought that table so I can wrap all of my orchids for you guys and package them and mail them out to you. So yeah, and the greenhouse is right there, and so it makes it easy for me to keep an eye on everything. It's going wonderfully. But anyway, we will say goodbye right here with this Phelinopsis Young Home Cocoa. No fragrance, beautiful color though. But I thank you guys for hanging out with me. I appreciate you guys taking the time out of your day. If you haven't already, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe. If you have any questions, just put them down in the comments, guys, and we will get them answered for you. But I appreciate you all, and you guys enjoy the rest of your weekend. Take care, guys.